feeding our pets raw meat every day. This sounds kind of expensive, but is it really? Well, it can be more expensive than cheap dry food because it's made of fresh meat, rather than cheap ingredients like corn and meat meal. But fresh, raw meats can actually be cheaper than the more premium dry foods that claim to use the same ingredients. Not long ago, I did a video comparing the price of my homemade raw meal to different dry and canned foods. And this raw meal actually turned out to be cheaper than many commercial foods, even poor quality ones. Now, feeding affordable raw meals didn't always come easy for me. But after 7 years of raw feeding, I've learned quite a lot of money-saving hacks, which you'll learn in this video. So, let's get into it. Raw diets are split into 5 different portions: boneless muscle meat, muscular organ, raw bone, liver, and 1 other secreting organ. This is to mimic the body of their natural prey. And the largest portions of this diet are muscle meat and bone. Unfortunately though, these parts are also the most expensive, because us humans buy these parts for ourselves. So in order to get the biggest bang for your buck, my first hack is to spend most of your time looking for cheap muscle meats and meaty bones. For bones, don't just grab the first ones you see at the grocery store. Search around for meaty bones like poultry necks, backs, and feet. They're in less demand and therefore cheaper than chicken wings and pork ribs. I've found these bones at local grocery stores as well as Asian markets. You can find muscle meats like chicken breast, pork loin, and beefsteak at every grocery store. But stores like Walmart, Aldi, Costco, and Asian markets will often sell them at a cheaper price. Okay, but which ones do you buy? Well, if you're in a financial pinch, you want to be sure that the meats that you buy are jam-packed with nutrients. This way, you won't have to buy multiple proteins to meet each individual nutrient. So my second hack is to look for 1 or 2 nutrient-dense muscle meats. When I first started raw feeding, I bought every animal protein I could find, even expensive ones. I was afraid that 1 to 2 proteins wasn't enough. But after learning about the nutrients that each animal protein provides, I realized I didn't have to feed a ton of different meats. As long as you're feeding 1 or 2 nutritious meats, most nutrients will be easily met. Here are my 2 favorites. The first is pork loin. It's high in B vitamins, iron, selenium, and if it's pasture-raised, it's also high in vitamin D. The second is ground beef, which is high in B vitamins, zinc, and iron. Now, as I showed you earlier, muscle meats can take up a large portion of the meal. However, if you're able to feed muscular organs like hearts, gizzards, and lungs, this can save you a lot of money. Which brings us to my third hack: feed muscular organs. Hearts, gizzards, and lungs aren't as popular in human dishes, at least here in the US. This is a shame because they're super nutritious, but because they aren't as popular, they're going to be cheaper. Muscular organs can take up about 25% of the meal. So if you add muscular organs, you won't have to add as much muscle meat. You can find these at most Asian markets, but you may also have some luck finding them at your local grocery store, butcher, or even your local farmer's market. Speaking of farmers, my fourth hack is to find local farmers. I remember my first farmer's market experience like it was yesterday. I was looking for meat farmers in order to get new and unique bones and organs. But every vendor I approached said that they had no reason to sell these parts, and they threw them out during processing. I felt frustrated and was about to give up, until I got to the last vendor. This farmer told me she always throws these parts out because nobody wants them, which made her feel terrible. But when I told her that I would be happy to take them next time she processed her livestock, her eyes lit up. From then on, every weekend she would bring me parts like rabbit feet with fur, chicken heads, kidneys, and so much more. And want to know the most amazing part? She gave many of these parts to me for free. So if you have any farmers in your area, go talk to them. But what if you don't have any farmers, butchers, or even Asian markets in your area? Well, then you'll want to hear my fifth hack. Boost the nutrients in your pet's meal with egg yolks. Egg yolks are like nature's multivitamin. The purpose of the egg yolk is to provide the chick with all the nutrients it needs to grow, so it's a vitamin and mineral powerhouse. Egg yolks help boost nutrients like vitamin E, D, omega-3s, iodine, iron, and zinc. I actually made a nutritionally complete raw meal using only 6 ingredients, many of which are ingredients I mentioned in this video, along with a special one that I didn't mention yet. If you're interested in learning more, watch this video.